Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of messed up racist posts talking about nobody wants to raise a black baby, that Mexicans don't want to raise a black baby, whites, blacks again, that they don't want to raise a black baby. But I'm going to have to disagree for me personally, because I definitely would adopt a little black baby. Who wouldn't want to have their own personal slave at home? Just kidding. But also, that's the best chances that I have at somebody close to me becoming a pro athlete. If by the age of 10, I notice that he sucks at sports, he's annoying, and he be stealing and doing all that stuff, then I'm just going to send his ass back and try again. Hopefully the next one's good.
So this Mexican man comfortably made joke about slavery and he is literally laughing as if it is normal. He's laughing as if making jokes about slavery is something that is normal. This needs to be called out. So I want us to hear from these people first, and I will come back at the end and tell you what came to my mind after watching this man. Make sure you watch the video from the beginning to the end, and as you're watching, let me know what you're thinking. Please don't forget to like the video. And remember that this video is for educational purpose only.
Dear Mexican people, if you don't like black people, just completely leave them alone. Don't go on the internet and try to humiliate them, try to mock them, belittle, disrespect, and insult them, because it looks pathetic when ICE pulls up in your neighborhoods. They drag your mom, your dad out their cars and send them back to Mexico, and you're making your videos crying, panicking, and then you make videos talking about, where all the black people at? Why aren't they protesting? Why aren't they with us? It looks so bipolar when you get on the internet and do shit like this, cucaracha. When you get on the internet and go on rants like Ashley Gonzalez, and then you go in the comment section of those videos talking about I stand with Ashley Gonzalez all over the internet. Every time you go to a video and it has to do with a black person or with black people, in the comment section, you go in there and you see white people talking about black fatigue. It's always them. They were better off as slaves. And then here comes the Mexicans to join the white people in expressing anti-black sentiments. I mean, is this your idea of a joke? Oh, all these other people don't want black babies, but I do because I want a personal slave at home. You think that's funny? To grab a people's struggle, a struggle that literally changed a whole people's entire identity, culture. And there's literally videos where you see a Mexican and a black person having a disagreement, tension, even a fight, an argument. And then sometimes you'll see the black person in the video say something like, I'm gonna call ICE on you. And as a result, you see a bunch of Mexicans in the comment section talk about, you see, that's why we stand with Ashley Gonzalez. Then why do you expect black people to want to come protest with you when it comes to ICE raids? Why is it that although it was white people that came from Europe, invaded, committed genocide against our people, and created a system literally specifically to oppress our people, did black people come here to enslave you, to eradicate you, to create a system that targets you? Did they create ICE and decide that if you look illegal, we can stop you and check for your documentation? Did black people come up with that idea? Or was it your beloved white people? Because how is it possible that the people that literally came here to ruin you, and to this day, policy after policy, generation after generation, literally target you, and yet in return, you worship them? Meanwhile, the people that have also been put through these things, people that were also colonized by the same people in the same land, and yet somehow, some way, for whatever reason, black people are the ones that we don't like. So we like to the point that we worship the ones that came here to hurt us, but the people that we have a common struggle with, that were put through the same things as us on the same land, we don't like. And why is it that Mexicans seem to only have such animosity for black people, and yet black people are the only ones that you demand to come help you? Where all the black people at? Why is it that the people that you show the most animosity towards, the most dislike towards, the only people that you demand that they come stand with you and fight against oppression, against injustice? You don't ask white people to come help you with injustice and oppression? Although white people are the ones that you kiss ass to the most, Mexicans literally at this point worship white people. So why not ask them to help you? Stand against ICE. Do you know how ridiculous it looks to complain about ICE when 9 times out of 10 when ICE comes to get your parents, they look like you? Oh, black people, come help us. ICE is coming to get us. But ICE looks like you. They're your people. You want another race of people, the ones that you don't even like, to come help you? Meanwhile, your own people are coming to get you, coming to get your parents to send you the hell out of here? Make it make sense. Why aren't we asking Indians, Chinese, Japanese, Russians, Palestinians? Why aren't we asking any other people? Why is it always black Americans that we demand to come help us fight injustice? And yet, they are the only ones that we collectively have so much against. Every time a Mexican American goes viral for some racist shit, it's always racist shit against black people. All the time. When have you seen a Mexican or a Mexican American go viral for saying racist shit against Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Koreans, Hmong, Laos, Filipinos, Germans, Irish, Indians, Polish? Never. Mexicans and Mexican Americans are always going viral for saying some racist shit about black people. And yet, when we collectively are in trouble, are facing injustice, we want those same people that we always go viral for disrespecting, for being racist towards, who we want help from. Make it make sense.
Just kidding. But also, that's the best chances that I have as somebody close to me becoming a pro athlete. If by the age of 10, I notice that he sucks at sports, he's annoying, and he be stealing and doing all that stuff, then I'm just gonna send his ass back and try again. You know, hopefully.
Cucaracha. Oh, I was just joking, Ricardo. If you like jokes, make jokes about how stupid we are. Over 50% of Latinos voted for Trump. There's plenty of jokes to be made from that. If you want to make jokes at the fact that ICE agents are dragging us out the house, out our vehicles, throwing us in a truck, and sending us a la chingada pa Mexico. Meanwhile, those ICE agents look just like us. There's plenty of jokes to make about that. Or how about this? You like jokes? I got another one for you. Joke about the fact that under Trump's administration, Latinos are targeted specifically, and yet you see a bunch of Latinos get tattoos with Trump's face, Trump's name on them. You like jokes? Make fun of the fact that so many Latinos and Latinas voted for Trump, and when he won, so many Latinos and Latinas started to make videos celebrating, dancing. And a lot of these people that celebrated and made videos dancing because Trump won were also the ones to come back to do another video crying because one of their relatives, their mother, their father, their uncle, their aunt, their husband, their wife got deported. You like jokes? Make fun of this shit. Before you want to go over there and make fun of black people for whatever reasons, stick right here. Keep it at home. There's plenty of pendejadas that we have done and keep doing. Make fun of the fact that we literally worship white people. No matter how many policies and laws they push and pass to specifically target us. I got another one for you. You want to make jokes? Make fun of the fact that in Mexico, the people that are indigenous presenting, they claim to be Spaniards. Meanwhile, the white people of Mexico, they claim to be indigenous. That's a good one. All these güeritos, güeritas, little white boys, little white girls in Mexico, European descendants talking about, I'm indigenous. I was born in Guanajuato. That means I'm chichimeca. Meanwhile, the indigenous looking, no, yo no soy indígena, yo soy español. Make fun of that stupid shit before you try to go over there and make fun of another people.
So I'm going to get into people's business. This post has nothing to do with me, but I'm gonna get into it. So he's basically saying here, I'm gonna translate. He's basically saying that in Colombia, specifically Bogota, that a creator posted her own experience as an Afro-Latina living in Colombia y lo que ella siente siendo una persona afrodescendente que es. And then he says, not everybody is racist. I'm insulted by your video. I would love, Colombia, I would love for you to tell me, the vice president, who is an Afro-Latina, how was she treated? ¿Qué dijo? ¿Qué dijo ella? ¿Cómo la estaban tratando ella? ¿Cómo la estaban tratando esa mujer de racista que saben ustedes de racista? Por favor, por favor. Anywho, I just couldn't believe that he said that he was insulted by what she said, which is again a very good example of how white Latinos share an affinity. You share an affinity. So much of an affinity. And we're tired of it, and we're sick of it. And we're calling you out. And you are a prime of example. You are a good example. You are a good example that you are centering yourself as she's expressing her experience living in Colombia. And I've had friends who were Colombian and whites, and they were mostly racist. Okay? Living in Colombia and how racist they are. And he said he's insulted by her experience.
Wow. We've lost Brett.
Okay, guys,
Ustedes lo que necesitan un par de libros. Pónganse a leer, a hacer oficio. Busquen algo. Busquen algo. Bing.
All my three sisters were blonde.
Yeah.
And I was the only one that came out with black hair, dark skin, dark eyes. My sisters have these beautiful hazel eyes. My mom's Weta, which is the white one. They call her Tia Weta because she's so light skinned.
Yeah.
So much.
And so I grew up as La Prieta Fea, which means the ugly dark one.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who called you that?
My mom.
Where is she
No.
at?
My family.
As like a joke?
Where is she at?
No, as like it's in term of
Where does she look
endearment,
black to us?
but like
But
people would walk up to my mom and go, "Your daughters are so beautiful," and who's this?
Oh,
And I would be
my
like,
God.
"I'm one of them." Blah, blah, blah. So I wasn't the pretty one. Like I grew up as not the pretty one. So there was a conscious decision when I was young to be the funny one, and I really think that has lent itself to my personality. Like not just like, oh, I'm going to be an actress, but like I just don't value beauty in my own self very much. And you know, I'm with L'Oreal, I'm a spokesperson, which my sisters are still like, why'd they pick you? Still, like nothing like family to.
She still doesn't know what she's saying. Her sisters are still being racist. And she's talking about it like it's fun. And where is she black? I would love to find the blackness. And it's crazy because all they're saying is that they don't like her indigenous features because there's nothing black about her, but that she looks slightly more indigenous. Jesus fix it. Girl, my comments, they see a black woman talking and they're like, no, we don't care what you have to say. That's not what she meant. She thinks she ate. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I always eat. Don't you see this face? This face don't decline, girl. I don't have nothing to do but eat. Yes, I did. But girl, the anti-blackness, Mexicans. I'm speaking to only the black and brown ones. I'm going to wait for y'all to come in. Okay, girl, how do y'all do it? How do y'all deal with this? How do y'all do it? Because I've dealt with Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. I've dealt with Caribbeans. You know, but like Mexicans, what's going on? What's really good?
People in Mexican American culture live with a white supremacist mindset. You know, there's this term in Mexican American culture when a baby is born and he's born with lighter skin, que salió limpio. Oh, he came out very clean. As in to say then people who with darker skin are dirty. Because of that, you know, you grow up and you really do think that you're just ugly. I always thought that I was kind of uglier because I had darker skin. I tried to stay out of the sun in the summers to make sure I didn't get darker. I had people tell me that when I did get darker that it was ugly, but really that's not true at all. It's just because everything has been geared to European-centric beauty standards. The farther back I looked into colonization, the more I just realized there's so much manipulation. That rhymed. I should get a tattoo. At the end of the day, brown is beautiful. I still like what Tupac said.
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, the darker the flesh, the deeper the roots.
Latinos, doesn't matter where you are, Mexico, Cubanos, Argentina, everything, any kind of Latino you can possibly think of, always have thought that the lighter skin you are, the closest to proximity of white that you can be. And the unfortunate part is most Cubans are light-skinned, so they always think that they get a free fucking pass because they're somehow light-skinned enough, but they're never white-skinned enough. And not to mention that Cuba was a fucking dictatorship country, so it makes perfect sense that they want some fascist leader to go ahead and run the country. And not to mention they were colonized by Spain, and they have colorism like a motherfucker. And the internalized racism that they have, because Afro-Cubanos will literally say that they are white without like hesitating at all. I mean, I lived in New York for a very long time, and the Cubanos who think that they're literally white are fascinating to me because they literally feel as if they are the exception to the rule, but yet they do not know that obviously they were enslaved by Spain and that they're not only Latino, but most of them are Afro-Cubanos or Afro-Latinos. So like, it's just fucking wild. That's why.
Latinos, especially Latinos from Texas, you better start learning your history. This is your history, by the way. This is what your family went through. Now, I know it's easier to pretend things didn't happen. And before you say, oh, well, that was a long time ago, 1929 is not a long time ago. This is when your grandparents were born. This photo was taken in 1967. Your parents were born during this time. Because the only reason that your grandparents and your parents did not teach you Spanish was survival. Pure survival. They didn't teach you their culture because of survival. You, on the other hand, don't need to do any of these things. Now, I understand that some of this might just be generational ignorance, not knowing your history, and some of that is not your fault. But Google, ChatGPT, Claude, libraries, Amazon, Barnes & Noble are available to you. You need to learn your history. Nobody is going to open that book for you. And I get it. I'm a Latina from Texas that didn't know how bad it was. But you're not going to tell me that none of that 55% of Latino men and 38% of Latino women aren't regretting your vote. And it's because you don't understand media literacy. You don't understand your history. You don't understand the history of the civil rights movement. You want to say you're an American, that you're not Mexican, you're not Colombian, you're not, you're not from that country, you're an American. Well, learn the history of how Latinos have been treated in the big old United States of America. But nobody can teach you to be curious. And in the big old 2026, not knowing this is on you. On you.
Alright, what's up everybody? So we just finished watching those clips of some serious conversation that have been happening online, and I really need to sit down and break down what we are seeing here. Let me start with something specific. You've seen a Mexican guy at the beginning who made a joke about slavery. He was joking like who wouldn't want their own personal slave, and he was laughing about it. Look, I need to be direct here. That is disrespectful. Full stop. But here is what bothers me even more than the joke itself. It is what it represents. Because this isn't happening in a vacuum. This is happening in a context where we are seeing a real pattern of anti-blackness behavior from Latino creators on TikTok. And it really needs to be addressed. Now, I'm not saying that all Latino people are anti-black. That is not what this is about. But I'm saying that there is a pattern here that people need to acknowledge. And that joke is just one symptom of it. Let me break down what I've been seeing. Over the past couple of years, there have been multiple incidents. Multiple. Not just one or two. But a consistent pattern where we've seen Latino creators, Latino influencers say and do things that are openly anti-black. There was the incident of a group of Latino men who were mocking black features, making fun of black hair, black noses, black lips, treating these things like they were jokes. Probably you've seen that clip too. And when black people called it out, the response was dismissal. They were saying that they were joking around. They were saying that black people were being too sensitive. Then you had incidents where dark-skinned Latinos, Afro-Latinos, were being excluded from spaces, being told they don't belong, being made fun of their skin tone. And the response from Latino communities was not support for their own darker-skinned Latinos. It was silence, or worse, the agreement with prejudice. You've seen situations where black women were being openly disrespected on platforms, with Latino creators making degrading comments, and there was no accountability, no apology, just moving on like it didn't happen. Then you've seen this, a Mexican creator making slavery joke like it's nothing, like sufferings of millions of people is just comedic material. We all know that colorism and anti-blackness in Latino communities is a real issue. It is documented, it has been studied. There are many documentaries about it. Actually, there are many conversations happening right now in Latin America talking about how lighter skin is valued more than darker skin in Latin American countries. But what we are seeing is that Latino creators are not using their platforms to address this issue. They are not calling out this colorism and anti-blackness in their communities. But instead, they're just making jokes about slavery, trying to make degrading comments about darker-skinned people. They're not saying, hey, we've got a problem of colorism in our community. We need to do better. Instead, what we are seeing is the participation in anti-blackness. When you've got the guts to make slavery joke, you're not just making a joke, you are participating in broader culture of dismissing black suffering. You are literally saying that your pain is entertainment to me. And when that same community has darker-skinned members, Afro-Latinos, who are still facing discrimination, and there is no solidarity shown, no real support to these Afro-Latinos, then we start to see what is actually happening. Anti-blackness is being normalized. What is actually sad is how black Americans have shown up for Latinos. They have fought alongside Latino immigrants. They have stood against migration discrimination. They have voted for policies that protect Latino families. They are always using their voices and their platforms to support Latino causes. But what are they seeing in return? They are seeing jokes about their trauma, mockery about black features. Black Americans are seeing lack of accountability when anti-black behavior happens. That hypocrisy is exhausting, and that is what these conversations are about. It's not about telling y'all not to help Latinos. It's about saying, why are black Americans expected to show for y'all Latinos when you're not showing respect to them? To y'all Latinos, if you've got a platform, instead of just making those jokes about slavery or mocking black people, why can't you call out these anti-blackness behaviors in your community? Why can't you speak for black Americans? Why can't you speak for Afro-Latinos in your communities who are still being discriminated? You might just be making a joke, thinking that it is just a normal joke, but what you're actually doing is showing people that anti-blackness is normal, like it was normalized, which is not okay. If you have a platform, you have an influence, and you used that platform to make light of slavery, something that fundamentally destroyed millions of people and had lasting effects that are still being felt today, you turn the real documented sufferings into a punchline. I'm talking about a pattern that I've been seeing. When Latinos make anti-black comments and face no real consequences, what does that teach other Latinos? It teaches them that it is acceptable. It teaches them that they can say whatever they want about black people without accountability. And whenever I'm saying this, I'm not just talking about all Latinos. We all know that there are Latinos who are doing things in the right way, who are out there supporting black Americans, who are out there opposing anti-blackness in their communities. Those are not included when I'm just saying this. I'm talking about these Latinos who have made it normal to make jokes about black people, who have made it normal to dismiss Afro-Latinos when they're making claims about colorism in their communities. So my final message to all viewers is that anti-blackness in any community needs to be called out. No exceptions, no excuses. No exceptions, no excuses. If you have a platform, use it responsibly. If you have an influence, use it to lift people up, not to tear them down. And this is a real conversation that we need to keep having. If you think this needs to be said, please like and subscribe. Share this with people who need to hear it. And let me know in the comment section what you think. Thanks for watching. Mr. TA, your African brother, signing off. Ciao.